Welcome to the Open Banking Expo Canada 2026 Live Lounge. I'm joined on the sofa now by Lewis Santos, who is Senior Solutions Engineer at Okta. Welcome, Lewis.
Thank you.
Great to have you with us. In fact, it's your first time here at the Expo,
It is.
isn't it?
It is my first time at the Open Banking Expo. Excited. There's a lot of people here.
Well, that's good. And,
Yeah.
and that's definitely a sign of what's to come, I think, here in Canada. So what stood out to you today so far?
So far, the conversations that I've been part of and the sessions that I've been able to attend is that given where we are in Canada with open banking and where we're headed, is the conversations are much more in depth than I thought they would be. Right? It's less about what is it that we're going to do, and it's more about what this opens up for everyone, whether you're a financial institution, an entrepreneur. So that makes this very exciting. And so some of the ideas I'm hearing you can just kind of sit back and you're like, that's cool. Right. And as a consumer, I think that's where the biggest benefit is. Right. I know we call it open banking,
Yeah.
but we have the Consumer Driven Banking Act. And so my passion has always been with customers, consumers, customer support. So I'm really excited for what this is going to bring.
And has anything challenged your own thinking today?
I would say that the biggest challenge that I've seen today um, is really thinking of it broadly. And what I mean by broadly is that there's there's so many different groups of people here in the room, and that for me, I'm in my kind of bubble of identity and consumer customer identity, but there's so much more in terms of regulations and different groups that will be involved that want to be involved. And so to get the perspective here today in terms of what it's going to take to make this happen, right, is astonishing, but it's exciting again at the same time because we're all here together, right? So the Open Banking Expo makes it really great to, have those conversations in a much more informal kind of get together.
Now, you're going to be on stage later today. What's the one point you're hoping lands with the audience?
Again, for me, it's going to be that consumer view or lens towards what we're working towards. And the reason for that is, again, it's my passion, right? It's about what can we do for customers and consumers. So I guess in the panel conversation that we're going to have, I'll really be looking to emphasize that we try as much as we can to keep that lens there. Although there's a bunch of regulations and governments and third parties involved, I think if we focus on that, then we're all going to win together.
There's so many people in the room. You've already heard some great discussions so far. What's the one thing you'd like organizations to take away with them and do this year and action this year, not next year?
I would encourage any organization who is thinking about open banking, which is pretty much everyone here, and any kind of financial institution, to like if you're not already planning, that would be surprising. So obviously start planning, but then also try to really focus on again the consumer aspect of it. Is that the way I like to think of it is if I tell my mom about open banking, right? She's not going to care, right? It's going to be why does it matter to her, right? So focusing on the consumer or the customer, again, I think it will really be a good north or guiding star for all of us, and ensure that what we roll out with is going to be beneficial to everyone.
Mhm. I think that's always the litmus test, isn't it? Well, explaining open banking to your mum or a product or service that comes out of
A
it.
rubber ducky, pet dog, up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, after a day like today, how do you think you're going to be leaving the expo? Will you be more cautious, more optimistic in terms of where Canada's heading?
Definitely more optimistic, 100%. Just being in this room and the depth of conversations again, super enlightening. Um, Especially the ability to network from people across the board, all levels. We have product owners, C-suite. We have different vendors here. We have large banks. We have fintechs, neobanks. So I mean, it it really is exciting to have the ability to network to this level. Because a lot of times in my world of work, I'm having conversations directly with one company or one vendor, right? So yeah, super stoked.
And finally, then, what's the one idea that you'd like organizations, people in the room here to go away with today, take with them and action?
I would encourage everyone to think of the possibilities. We know what traditional banking is. We've seen some of what is possible with like data sharing as an example, and integrating or aggregating data across different financial platforms. But it's a lot more than that. And that's what gets me super excited. And when I say a lot more is just from a convenience aspect as a consumer. Think of everything you do on a day-to-day basis or monthly basis when it comes to banking and your finances, etc. The foundation is being put in place to allow entrepreneurs and other companies to create really tangible products and services for all of us. So I'm really excited for what the future brings. And not to AI wash this, but once we bring in AI, it just makes things even more exciting.
Well, we hope you enjoy the rest of the expo, and that this isn't your last expo. It's the first of
So
many.
thank,
Great to have you, Lewis. Thank you.
thank you very much.